Hi, I'm Scott Williamson, the Managing Director of Blackstone Minerals. Today we'll be talking about our Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project in northern Vietnam and how at Blackstone we're well positioned to meet the demand for nickel in the lithium-ion battery industry over the coming years. At Blackstone we have a portfolio of assets across the globe in battery and precious metals. We have the Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project, which will be the focus of today's presentation. We also have the Goldbridge project in British Columbia and the Silver Swan South project in Western Australia. The Goldbridge project was our first project where we started looking at the battery metal cobalt, and we're seeking partners for that asset. And we're now focused on the Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project in northern Vietnam. We also have the Silver Swan South project, which is a gold and nickel sulfide project in Western Australia near Kalgoorlie, along strike of the Kanowna Belle gold mine and the Silver Swan South nickel mine. Today we'll just focus on the Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide district. We have an existing and established mine, and the previous owners sunk $136 million into the capital infrastructure at the mine. And we have existing concentrator, existing underground mine, and we have many opportunities to discover more nickel. And we're very excited about the opportunity at the Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project in northern Vietnam. Just quickly, we'll talk about the corporate structure. We've just today recently raised $21 million, and we've introduced Fidelity as a major shareholder. Fidelity is one of the larger institutional investors in the world, and they now hold 6%. We also recently introduced Echopro, which is a the largest cathode manufacturer in South Korea and the second largest cathode manufacturer in the world. Echopro also has a representative on the board. Mr. Jung has recently been addition to the Blackstone board. And we'll talk more about Echopro in the coming slides. We also have a very supportive shareholder from Germany in Deutsche Balaton. And the board and management have a strong position in the company of 14%. We have a board and management team that has a long history of creating shareholder wealth through exploration success over many years and all through the world, over almost every continent and many different commodities. Recent success with a company called Bellevue Gold Limited, Steve Parsons has some very good success with a major discovery in Western Australia for the Bellevue Gold Limited. It's a now $1 billion company. When Steve started, the company was only $5 million. So there's a long history of doing very good exploration and good science to discover major ore bodies throughout the globe. We'll also just quickly talk about Steve Enor. Steve Enor is the vendor of the Vietnam project and a 30-year veteran of nickel sulfide metallurgy. Steve has been with this asset for 10 years, and he is very excited to help Blackstone to move the mine back into production. So Steve is also a major shareholder and a major part of our team that will rebuild the mine in Vietnam. The reason we are looking for nickel is for the movement in the cathode chemistry for the lithium-ion battery towards high nickel cathode. We initially were exploring for cobalt in British Columbia, and through our relationship with Echopro, we were given the insight in this movement towards high nickel cathode. The movement is a increase in nickel up to 8 times nickel to 1 times cobalt. And the nickel manganese cobalt ratio will be 8:1:1, and so nickel is a very important part of the cathode chemistry for the lithium-ion battery going forward. And this is why we went and acquired the Ta Khoa Nickel project in northern Vietnam. So this is a slide talking about Echopro. Echopro, the largest cathode manufacturer in South Korea, and has some major customers being Samsung and SK Innovation. So Echopro's customers are two of the largest lithium-ion battery companies in the world, and we have a very strong relationship with Echopro. Echopro invested $6.8 million recently, and they are also a major shareholder, but most importantly, will invest further money to produce the downstream facility with Blackstone. So we're looking at a joint venture where Echopro and Blackstone work together to build the downstream processing facility in northern Vietnam at our Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project. It's important that investors understand there are two types of nickel. There's class 1 nickel and class 2 nickel. Class 1 nickel is the only nickel that is suitable for batteries. Unfortunately, class 2 nickel is not suitable for batteries, but it is suitable for the stainless steel industry. The class 2 nickel, there's a significant amount of supply, particularly in Indonesia. Nickel pig iron is the class 2 nickel. Class 1 nickel has to be of sulfide type or a high pressure acid leach process, which is a very technical, high capex process and very difficult metallurgical process for class 1 nickel for laterite. And so the most, I suppose, most important type of nickel to discover is nickel sulfide, and that is our focus at Blackstone, is nickel sulfide, and particularly class 1 nickel, but also environmentally sensitive mining is a really important part of the nickel going forward, is to deliver environmentally and green nickel for the lithium-ion battery industry. So Elon Musk recently came out and said we must look for environmentally friendly nickel and green nickel, and we believe that with our Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project in northern Vietnam, that we have that ability to deliver green nickel because of our renewable power, and we have a hydro power plant in Son La. Son La is the province where the mine is located. We have the largest hydro power plant in Southeast Asia, and the mine is already hooked into this hydro power plant. So we're very well positioned to deliver class 1 nickel, but also green nickel for the lithium-ion battery industry. So at Ta Khoa, we have an existing concentrator, 450,000 tonne per annum concentrator. We have an existing underground mine. This mine has been built to a world-class standard, built by Australian mining engineers and Australian mining metallurgists. We have a world-class mine in care and maintenance mode. So this mine operated between 2013 and 2016. It operated in some of the most difficult nickel prices we have seen in the last 10 years. So when the mine was put into care and maintenance mode, the nickel price was $8,000 per tonne. The nickel price today is nearly $15,000 per tonne. So nearly twice the price of when the mine was put into care and maintenance mode. And so we have a very good opportunity to restart the mine over the coming years. We have drilled out the first ore body, which is the Ban Phuc disseminated ore body. This is a large, medium grade ore body, 1 kilometre long, 500 metres wide. And we believe this will be a large open pit mine. This is a picture of a very similar mine in Western Australia called the Mount Keith nickel mine, which has been one of Western Australia's and one of the world's best nickel mines. So we believe that we have a similar scenario and a similar mine to the Mount Keith nickel mine, which is owned by BHP Billiton in Western Australia. So we have the hydro power, which allows for very low processing costs and low operating costs. We have very low operating costs because of the low labor cost environment in Vietnam. So this is a picture of the existing concentrator. We're going to take the concentrate and we're going to build a downstream processing facility to produce the downstream product for the lithium-ion battery industry, which is the nickel sulfate product. We also have LG Chem and VinFast are looking to build a $2 billion battery plant in the port city nearby the mine, Haiphong, and Hanoi, we believe will be a hub for not just electronics, but also lithium-ion battery and electric vehicles over the coming years. So this mine is very well positioned with hydro renewable power, very low operating costs, and an emerging hub in northern Vietnam, which we believe will be the future, a future hub for lithium-ion batteries and electric vehicles. So this is a short video of the asset and the infrastructure that has been established by the previous owners of this mine. So we have an existing concentrator and processing facility for concentrate. This is a 450,000 tonne per annum. So $136 million US has been sunk into this asset by the previous owners. So that gives us a very good starting point to build a nickel mine for the future. The previous owners built a modern mechanized underground mine, and they mined the first ore body. We believe there's still another 25 potential ore bodies and targets to test, and we have 6 drill rigs operating and drilling those 25 targets as we speak. We've made many major discoveries already. In the first 12 to 18 months, we've discovered a significant amount of nickel already. There's also already an established camp for our workers. We have over 100 people already on site operating the exploration team. We have an established tailings facility. We have all of the equipment has been refurbished and ready. So this mine is ready to turn back on. We have the critical spares in, and all of the parts and mine are ready for restart over the coming years. We have a very similar geology to the Norilsk district in Russia and the Jinchuan mine in China. It is a magmatic nickel sulfide. This is the particular type of geology that allows for very large nickel sulfide ore bodies. We believe that we have some of the best geology for large magmatic nickel sulfide, and we believe we have a district scale opportunity to discover many, many more tons of nickel. Just looking more closely at the ore body that we've drilled out, the Ban Phuc disseminated ore body, you can see some very good intercepts. As we were drilling this ore body, we discovered a high-grade zone called the King Cobra discovery zone, and we were consistently hitting approximately 1% nickel. The discovery hole was 60 meters at 1.3% nickel from surface, so very good grade for disseminated, shallow and bulk open pit mining. Very large scenario for bulk open pit mining, low operating costs and a long mine life opportunity. This is a cross section of the King Cobra discovery zone, and this is still open, and we continue to drill the King Cobra discovery zone. We have 2 drill rigs operating at the King Cobra discovery zone today, and we continue to discover more nickel sulfide. We also have platinum, palladium and gold, copper and cobalt. So there's many byproduct credits. The focus is nickel, and nickel is the main focus, as well as cobalt for the lithium-ion battery. So the Ban Phuc is the main ore body. We are very close to announcing our maiden resource for Ban Phuc, and we've started to drill all of the other targets, and we have 25 targets that we've begun drilling. The first of those 25 massive sulfide targets is the Ban Chang target, which is 2.5 kilometers from Ban Phuc. And Ban Chang, we currently have 3 drill rigs at Ban Chang. At Ban Chang, we are intersecting massive sulfide on every drill hole, and we're getting very good results for nickel, copper, cobalt, platinum, palladium, and gold. Up to 3 to 4% nickel, 1 to 2% copper, and 1 to 2 grams per ton in platinum, palladium plus gold. We believe that Ban Chang will be the second ore body, and we believe there will be many more opportunities to discover massive sulfide, and we have 25 targets which we are systematically testing. We are using modern geophysics. We have trained up the local geophysicists in Vietnam, and we will just consistently and systematically test all of these 25 targets, which is Ban Chang is target number 1 of 25. This is Ban Chang on a cross section, so very shallow, most likely underground mining potential for Ban Chang. So Ban Chang is our first of 25 massive sulfide targets, and hole 1 on the left of screen was the first hole, and then we stepped 1 kilometer along strike, and we hit hole 3, hit the same mineralization 1 kilometer away from hole 1. So we have a long strike length of over 1 kilometer, and so Ban Chang, we believe, will be a mine, and most likely a underground mine. With the modern geophysics, we can see here we have the EM or electromagnetics targets. We continued with the electromagnetics to the east of Ban Chang, and we made a further discovery of, we're calling the Viper Discovery Zone. Of the 25 massive sulfide targets, they all include outcropping mineralization. The Viper discovery is the first time that we've been able to see below the surface, and we've now discovered mineralization that is not outcropping, and that's why we believe that this is a blind discovery, and we will continue to find discoveries under cover and without outcropping mineralization. So by using the modern geophysics and the electromagnetics, we will discover more than the existing 25 targets, which are all outcropping massive sulfide. We believe that with the geophysics, we will discover even more targets like the Viper Discovery Zone. So we used the EM, we found a target, then we came through with trenching, and we've discovered massive sulfide on surface. And so we're confident that there will be many more discoveries of massive sulfide and blind discoveries on top of the 25 massive sulfide targets, which we already know about, which are outcropping mineralization.
Hi, Scott. You may like to wrap up soon if you'd like to answer some questions, because we have a few questions lining up for you. So
okay, no worries. I'll just talk about the news flow. So we have the maiden resource and scoping study very soon in the coming weeks. Next year will be pre-feasibility study and final feasibility study, and then in 2022 looking to restart and rebuild the mine with our partner Echopro. So we're looking to build downstream processing facility with Echopro, and in 2023 we were looking to deliver downstream products into the lithium-ion battery industry. So just in summary, we have a portfolio of projects across Southeast Asia, but also Canada and Australia. we're focused on the Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project. We have a maiden resource and a scoping study imminent. And with that study, we'll show to the market that we have a downstream product with our partner Echopro. We're well funded with over $28 million. And we have a proven track record as a management team of creating shareholder wealth over through good exploration science and success, and moving assets back into production. And we look forward to doing that with our Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project in northern Vietnam. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. So let's get the questions going. We can squeeze in a couple of questions here. The first one from Samir is asking you, do you have any plans for listing here in TSX or in the US market?
We've always looked at the TSX as an opportunity to access capital. Until now, we've had good access to capital on the ASX, but now that the TSX is becoming even more exciting, that we may look to TSX listing, particularly because we have the Canadian asset as well. So unfortunately we didn't have time to talk about the British Columbia asset, but we do regularly visit Vancouver, and we believe that the TSX may be an opportunity now that the market has picked up.
Sure. So one last question for you is from Gary and Bruce, the same similar. How's the Vietnam government? Are they helpful to you? How's the politics there in terms of working there?
Yeah, the local government is very supportive. So when operating in Asia, it's very important to have a very strong relationship with the provincial government. So the Son La People's Committee, we're a very, very strong relationship with, and they are very excited about this project because it previously was operating and paid very good taxes. And so they are very keen to get this mine back up and running.